This is Rufus. Hey everybody, this is Rufus McDoofus. I'm doing another video because I think doing videos is great. Because since we're never gonna meet up again because of the virus ever in our lives, it's good to do videos and communicate with each other, right? So I found this beautiful article from MIT Technology Review. We're not going back to normal. Social distancing is here to stay for much longer than a few weeks. It will upend our way of life in some ways forever. Isn't that nice? By Gideon Litchfield. Some type of maybe intelligence operative linked person who loves Joe Biden, probably. I love that. To stop coronavirus, we will need to radically change almost everything we do: how we work, exercise, socialize, shop, manage our health, educate our kids, take care of family members. I thought we're not supposed to take care of anybody because people are not supposed to go to the hospital or funerals during the lockdowns, right? We all want things to go back to normal quickly. But most of us have probably not yet realized, yet will soon, is that things won't go back to normal after a few weeks or even a few months. Some things never will. Just like after the Spanish flu, they never had baseball, kissing, hugs, funerals, uh, games, bingo, uh, concerts. They never had that after the Spanish flu, which killed probably will end up killing about still having been killed 20 or 30 times more than this ever will. But for some reason, we have it for this because this is a special virus that stops everything from being normal because it's the new normal. It's now widely agreed, even by Britain. Finally, oh, I love Britain now, and I love New Zealand and Australia. Victoria is so great. Uh, that every country needs to flatten the curve and impose social distancing to slow the spread of the virus. So the number of people sick all at once is a cause of healthcare system to collapse. Because we've really had it happen in America so far. It's just hospitals. We had to build like 1,000 hospitals nationwide. And they're all being used and overflowing. There's hospitals on every corner right now from the virus. I know the media is lying about it because of Trump. Trump paid the media to lie about those hospitals I clearly don't see. So, and it's threatening in Italy. That means the pandemic needs to last at a low level until either enough have had COVID-19 to be most immune, assuming immunity lasts for years, or there's a vaccine. How long would that take, and how draconian do social restrictions need to be? Well, I think they should be stricter than the Soviet Union, China, and Cambodia put together, because I think that's the worst thing that ever happened. And I think Donald Trump is the Antichrist and Satan and Lucifer and Hitler put together. Even though he's just a con man that just is kind of an idiot. I want him to be like Hitler, because that just makes Biden, beautiful Joe Biden, look even better. Yesterday, President Donald Trump announcing new guidelines, such as a 10-person limit on gatherings, said that within several weeks of focused action, we can turn the corner and turn it quickly. Wow. Well, right now it's October 20th. I think we really turned the corner, Donald Trump. In China, 6 weeks of lockdown are beginning to ease now that new cases have fallen to a trickle. It's kind of like if you have sex and then you got a trickle, you got to watch out. But but it won't end there. As long as someone in the world has the virus, breakouts can and will keep reoccurring. Wow, it sounds like that trickle thing was pretty dead on, wasn't it? And will keep recurring without stringent controls to contain them. Like, just execute everybody that ever had the virus. How about that? In a report yesterday, researchers at Imperial College London proposed a way of doing this. Impose more social distancing measures every time admissions to ICUs start to spike, and relax them each time admissions fall. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that sound great? Just like whack-a-mole up and down. It's so great. So I love Imperial College, and I love that Neil Ferguson. He can't be blamed for accidentally having his penis inside someone else's vagina during lockdown. That's not his, and who wasn't a member of his household. That's not his fault. Her vagina fell on his penis. That's what happened. So Neil Ferguson's not a hypocrite. He's a great person. He helped design this. The orange line is ICU admissions. Each time they rise above the threshold, say 100 per week, the country would close all schools and most universities adopt social distancing. Wow, that sounds like a great way to live. Just live like that for a few weeks, go back and forth. Take your mask off, put your mask back on. It's pretty easy. Not see grandma for a few months and then see her for a week and then a few months again. That sounds great. When they drop below 50, those measures would be lifted, but people with symptoms or family members with symptoms would be confined at home. I don't think this is good enough. This isn't like the lockdowns that happened. This is a little better. It's not as good. What counts as social distancing? The research has defined that all households reduce contact outside household or school or workplace by 75%. That means you don't get to go out with your friends once a week instead of 4 times. It means everyone does something they can. Okay. It doesn't. Oh, it's more vague. Under this model, the researchers conclude social distancing and school closures would need to be enforced 2/3 of the time. Wow. And until a vaccine is available, which will take at least 18 months if it works at all. No, Joe Biden is going to save everybody. He's going to make a vaccine in a week because he's going to take out those Trump particles from Russia. They note that the results are qualitatively similar for the U.S. So, where does it say that we're not going to be the same again? I want to hear about that. They may state a pandemic. In the short term, this will be usually damaging to businesses, blah, 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 blah. Of course. But I hate those businesses. I hate seeing other people. I like being locked down forever. On Zoom, it's great. Nothing that stresses homeschooling kids and relatives. Gyms could start selling home equipment. Oh, that's great. So how can we live in this new world? Okay. Well, where does it say we're... Ultimately, however, I predict it will restore the ability to socialize safety with more sophisticated ways. What's the part about the new normal? I don't like this as much as I thought. I don't like this as much as I thought. What about never be the same again? This is actually, it's not good enough. Oh, this is great. Listen to this. Moreover, unless there are strict rules on how someone's risk for disease is assessed. Okay. So, I don't... we'll adapt to and accept such measures as much as we adapt to increasingly stringent airport screenings with terrorist attacks. This intrusive surveillance will be considered a small price to pay for the basic freedom to be with other people. I love intrusive surveillance. I love 1984 and Animal Farm, and I want to live like that forever. Except for I want to be stuck at home on Zoom and Skype with people. I don't want to ever see people again because the virus might spread. And I'm a good person because I don't spread the virus. I'm not a COVID-idiot. I don't want to ever see grandma again. Oh, this is even better. We don't know exactly what this new future looks like, of course, but one can imagine such a world. To get on a flight, perhaps you'll have to be signed up for a service that tracks your movements via your phone. I love the invasion of privacy. It's great. The governments will never do anything bad with that. The airline wouldn't be able to see where you've gone, but it would get alert if you would be close to known affected people or disease hotspots. There would be similar requirements entrance to large venues, government buildings, and public transport hubs. There'd be temperature scanners everywhere. Even I don't really understand the temperature scanners because I thought half people are asymptomatic. So why would there be temperature scanners? I don't understand that. I think there should be like rectal temperature scanners because they're more accurate. Just stick a thermometer up everybody's ass that ever enters any building. Where nightclubs ask for proof of age, in future they might ask for proof of immunity. So we have two classes of two different types of people: an identity card or some kind of digital verification. So you've already recovered or been vaccinated. This sounds great. I love like destroying civil liberties and privacy. I just love it because I love big tech and I love Amazon and I love what Twitter's done with the Hunter Biden story. It's so great. I love this. This is not good enough though. I'm going to do another video about another article I read that's even better than this because this isn't good enough. This is way too on the side of COVID because it's not harsh enough. I think we should just lock ourselves down forever and dress in plastic forever if we're going to go outside. That's all I got to say.